of Foreign Affairs holding its first International Scholarship Day. Stay close for that.
Plus, Kidney Month wraps up, and we have a testimonial from someone who actually has kidney failure. Corbell Pyfrom has that report straight ahead.
The 81st Red Cross Fair is now history. Stay with us to hear all about it.
And coming up in sports, Tim Munning sets a new Masters world record.
Bahamas Tonight Access Now starts now.
Good evening, everyone. I'm LaDawn Davis.
And I'm Marlena Leonard. Welcome to the Bahamas Tonight Access Now.
It's springtime, Marlena, and you know what's really breathtaking?
I'm not sure what you're going to say, but I'm assuming because it's spring, it has something to do with flowers, because that's usually what spring represents, so flowers and color come to mind.
Yeah, you're right, Marlena, but more specifically, cherry blossoms. The trees are just beautiful.
Absolutely. We're looking at cherry blossoms in Japan first, and then some in Washington, D.C. Absolutely breathtaking.
I can't say I've seen them here in the Bahamas, but this is really beautiful. While you take all of that in, let's dive right into the news, shall we? The Ministry of Foreign Affairs hosting its first annual International Scholarship Day this weekend, providing scores of Bahamian students with information about foreign educational opportunities available to them. Foreign Affairs Director General Jerusa Ali speaking to attendees at the Goodman's Bay Corporate Center, encouraging them to enhance their skills and apply for the various opportunities.
When you travel abroad, you get this opportunity to be with other students from other countries, in addition to your experience in that country studying. Spain has a lot of programs. If you feel like you have some Spanish, but not enough Spanish, now's your chance to upskill yourself in Spanish so that next year you can be confident in applying.
Raylene Ferguson, head of the Technical Assistance Bureau within the ministry, noted that while her bureau is known for scholarship assistance, the division is responsible for much more than that.
It entails more than scholarships, and so when you see technical assistance at bahamas.gov.bs appear in your inbox, what does that mean? The technical work of this bureau encompasses capacity building, training opportunities, professional development programs, and exchanges, fellowships as well, but also national development projects, and historically has provided names and lists of consultants, materials, and equipment. And so that's a part of when you see that email come into your inboxes, it's a deeper initiative.
Well, on this final day of Kidney Disease Awareness Month, we bring the story of a friend and former colleague who's battling this dreadful disease. Tonight, he opens up and shares with us what life has been like and what might possibly lie ahead. Here's Corbell Pyfrom with Terrell's story.
After working as a photographer and videographer here locally for a number of years, doing stints at several media houses, Terrell Carey and his family relocated to Florida so he could continue his studies. That transition, unfortunately, hasn't gone nearly as smoothly as they would have liked. In fact, it seems to have turned into a roller coaster.
I was diagnosed with chronic kidney disease after experiencing symptoms like extreme fatigue, swelling, difficulty concentrating. At first, I just thought it was exhaustion, but after a whole lot of tests, I learned that my kidneys were failing me.
Terrell, 33 at the time of his diagnosis, has spent the past 2 years fighting to live.
I started peritoneal dialysis. Unlike hemodialysis at a center, this allows me to do treatment at home, which gives me more flexibility, but also requires a lot of responsibility.
He admits this hasn't been easy.
Dialysis every day, sometimes throughout the night, or sometimes throughout the day, for several hours. It's not just the treatment. It's the consistent monitoring and diet, and then there's the fatigue.
Kidney specialist Dr. LaVard Roberts is not treating Terrell, but explains that there are risks attached to this sort of at-home treatment.
Now, peritoneal dialysis, the thing is, it takes a lot on the patient, and it's very patient selective. For example, for people who had significant abdominal surgeries or infections in the abdomen, they are people who wouldn't qualify.
Fortunately, Terrell, a husband and father of 5, doesn't have to go at it alone.
There's also the stress of knowing that dialysis isn't the cure. My best hope is a kidney transplant, and that comes with a long wait and its own risk.
Terrell's in a fight for his life and needs all the help he and his family can get. They've created a GoFundMe page and hope that you'll donate.
I want others to know that kidney disease can happen to anyone, and early detection is key.
For the Bahamas Tonight, Access Now, I'm Corvell Pyfrom.
Good story there, Corvell. Well, if you weren't at the 81st Annual Red Cross Fair, you missed out on one of the most exciting events of the year. Celebrating more than 8 decades of service to the nation, the event kicked off in grand style with an inspiring address from the organization's president, who expressed heartfelt gratitude to the sponsors and donors who make the Red Cross's humanitarian efforts possible.
I also wish to acknowledge our staff members, including Ms. Xana Dormius, and others who've worked tirelessly to ensure everything runs smoothly today, and I am deeply appreciative of their efforts. Let's please give them a round of applause.
Now, adding to the significance of the occasion, the Governor General of the Bahamas took center stage to acknowledge the outstanding work the Red Cross has been doing across the islands. She reminded everyone that the organization is more than just a charity. It is a lifeline in times of crisis, a beacon of hope for families.
And we suffer destruction from national disasters such as hurricanes or floods, the Red Cross is there. When fire strikes and homes are destroyed, the Red Cross is there. It is now my honor and privilege to declare the 81st Annual Red Cross Fair officially open.
Well, it was also a life-changing weekend for many students as they explored higher education opportunities at the HBCU College Fair. Colleges and universities from across the United States gathered to offer students guidance and scholarships on site. Our West Calix Forbes has this report.
Students from all walks of life gathered to meet representatives from some of America's top HBCUs. These institutions are known for their rich history, academic excellence, and committed to empowering young black scholars. But one story stood out, Tanaj Roll, who almost didn't show up, but thanks to motherly persuasion, she went and walked away with a scholarship.
I wasn't too big on coming to this fair, but my mother encouraged me to come. She's like, you never know. And then I brought my portfolio with me, and then he saw it, and then he was like, you know, we get a scholarship on the spot, and I was like, no problem. I feel very excited. I never thought that I would have went to Southern University, but, you know, God has different plans for everybody.
Terrell Banks, Assistant Director of Recruitment at Southern University, spoke highly of Roll and shared she's the template of student that SU is looking for. Claflin University also in attendance, and they made sure Bahamian students from Grand Bahama and New Providence left with scholarships.
Our mean GPA of our incoming students currently right now is about a 3.6 of our incoming class. So we look for students that are looking forward to have transformational experiences to come to one of the top 10 historically black colleges and universities in the country. I mean, if it's an amazing student, the president is here. So they can get a presidential scholarship, which covers 100% of everything. But they have to be an amazing student.
Organizers from Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity and Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority emphasize that HBCUs aren't just about education. They're about culture, support, and lifelong connection, and encourage Bahamian students to experience the HBCU life.
That we want to ensure that they have the opportunity to apply and get admitted on the spot. We're also happy to focus on young people in the Bahamas because we recognize that sometimes they don't seek the opportunities, and this college fair It's a great way for them not only to gain admission to universities, but to find out about networking and building relationships.
From scholarship opportunities to career advice, today's HBCU College Fair was more than just an event. It was a stepping stone towards a brighter future. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Wes Calix-Forbes.
Well, still to come, the Elevation Awards take place this weekend, and the organizer joins us tonight, so stay close.
Education Minister Glenys Hannah Martin and other educational officials visited Spanish Wells recently to greet the students, teachers, and administrators of the Samuel Guy Pinder All-Age School. During the visit, education officials assisted in presenting several awards to students for their excellent academic performances during the last school term.
We're proud of this school because Samuel Guy Pinder is distinguishing itself every year in this nation. Something is happening here that's happening right. And I think the director hit the nail on the head for it. One is the huge parental engagement and support.
I want to say thank you. Thank you to Ms. Rule. Thank you to our teachers. Thank you to the support staff, and certainly thank you, parents. It is indeed the village that causes for our children to excel and to maximize their potential.
Wes Underwood, a student of Samuel Guy Pinder All-Age School and a top national achiever in the BJC examinations, was recognized by the school for receiving 10 A grades. Here is his advice to students who also wish to achieve high grades in the national examinations.
If you want to get these good examination results, you have to study and obviously put in the hours. So I was studying from about 3 right after I got out of school till about 7 or 8 on the weekdays, and then on Saturdays I was also doing some tutor.
Jonalee McIntosh for Ed Talk.
At RBC, we're proud to support Alive's Ultimate Business Makeover campaign for a second year. We know that micro, small, and medium businesses are vital to our economy. They drive innovation, and more importantly, they create jobs. By investing in their growth, we're fostering economic success, and together we can pave the road to a thriving business community.
You're looking at a shot of Atlantis' Bridge Suite, also known as the Michael Jackson Suite. That shot is by our drone pilot, Destiny Reed. She's out there flying, but come go with me down to San Salvador. Let's go. Well, we got some good news coming out of San Salvador after a teacher stationed on that island took home the National School Spirit Award of Excellence at the Excellence in Education Award ceremony held here in the capital recently. LaDawn has her story.
This award is honestly not just for me. This is for everybody. This is what we call a team effort.
For first grade teacher and senior assistant at the United States Primary School in San Salvador, Carol Allen, making learning an enjoyable experience in and out of the classroom for the 90 students there has paid off after she walked away with the School Spirit Award on a national level.
What gave me the edge was I did a sip and paste. It was like a breakfast. We did it as a breakfast form for the students here at school. And it's like one of the students, he looked at me and he said, you know, Ms. Allen, this how you sip and paste. And, you know, my heart was overwhelmed just hearing him say, Ms. Allen, this how you sip and paste. I spearhead activities like the Sports Fest. I run the tuck shop here at the school. We had the K-Kids that was going on. We did beach cleanup.
The Tarpon Bay Lutheran native says Family Island schools are often at a disadvantage due to their small class sizes and limited resources. But she says capturing the award despite that myth proves that Family Island schools, no matter the size, can do great things.
I was a bit nervous heading into Nassau and knowing that I'm coming from the Family Island. This is a small school here. There's about 90 children. I said, when I saw the list of the other nominees, I was like, oh boy, we from the Family Island. So I thinking now I'm at a disadvantage. However, you know, I have faith and I believe that something good was going to happen.
The National School Spirit recipient gave this strong message to aspiring educators and those exploring teaching practices in the Family Islands.
Teaching has to be a calling. I must say that it has to be a calling. If it's not a calling, then you're going to be here for the money, and because of the money, you're going to leave. But
Allen completed her master's degree in educational leadership and administration in December.
Amazing story there. LaDawn?
Thanks, Malena. Well, Vincent McDonald joins me tonight as one of the organizers of the Elevation Awards, which is coming up this weekend. Vincent, welcome to the Bahamas Tonight Access Now.
Thank you for having me.
So talk to us a little bit about the Elevation Awards and how it all got started.
So the Elevation Awards started back in 2017. Our team came together and we wanted to really create a platform to really honor and celebrate the achievements of creatives in the country, right? There are so many persons that are talented and creative that go into the studio that produce amazing quality of work, and as far as they would go would be music videos on television or, you know, radio, right? And so we wanted to be able to provide a platform where the world gets to see the amazing talent coming out of the Bahamas, and not just get to see it, but we wanted to really give the entertainers and creatives a reason to do what they do by honoring and celebrating them. So this is like our own Grammys, BET Awards type of a thing, you know?
And speaking of Grammys, what are some of the categories like?
Sure, so we have New Artist of the Year, we have Female Artist of the Year, we have Male Artist of the Year. We have about over 20 categories. As a matter of fact, we started with 16 categories, then we went up to 22 categories, and we have honor awards as well, where we focus on honoring those persons that have trailblazed. So we have a Trailblazer Award, we have a Lifetime Achievement Award. Those awards are designated and set aside for people that have championed the industry and who have made and blazed trails for us. And so we have a Lifetime Achievement Award, like I said, a Trailblazer Award, and about 22 plus other categories. And the beautiful thing about the Elevation Awards is that it doesn't just focus on music, right? A lot of persons feel that the Elevation Awards is a music award show. No, it's actually an entertainment award show. So you're talking about vlogs, social media, you're talking about visual arts, music videos, producers, directors. So it covers a whole landscape of the creative field.
Now, who are some of the nominees? A little birdie on the wall told me that we have quite a few ZNS staff members.
Yeah. So the ZNS has been one of those networks that has been championing the creative space, right? And so, of course, ZNS have definitely produced some amazing content over the last year, and so which made you guys eligible for this year's award. So you got The Drop, you got Rhythm of Fate, and a few other programs that have been produced by this network that is also up for TV show and TV series of the year. So we're definitely excited about that.
Tell us where and when the awards will take place.
Absolutely. The awards takes place this weekend, Saturday, April 5th at the Andre Roberts Baseball Stadium. Tickets are $100 and they can be purchased at theelevationawards.com. It's just going to be an amazing night where we're inviting everyone, whether you're nominated or not. If you are a music lover, an entertainment lover, you love to support Bahamian creatives and entertainment, this is the place you need to be. We kick off at 6 p.m. live. We're also going to be broadcasting live on the ZNS network. So we're going to be broadcasting live with our red carpet. It kicks off at 6 p.m. It's going to be an amazing time. And then, of course, we break for news, and then we come back at 7:30 for the big show. It's going to be an amazing time.
Sounds pretty interesting indeed. Vincent McDonald, thank you so much for joining us here on Access Now.
Yep.
All the best to you and your team on the weekend.
Thank you.
Let's take a look at what's coming up in sports.
Kai Jones with another monster night for the Dallas Mavericks, and a group of local parking enthusiasts, yes, I said parking, not parky, trying to get a local league started. Details of those stories and more coming up in sports.
In your car, fill up with Ruby's Ultratech. Spend less than so far. Fuel up with Ruby's Ultratech. Get the most out every ride. Just watch your car perform with the best fuel inside. Fuel up with confidence in every mile. Get Ruby's Ultratech in your tank and drive with a smile. Watch your car perform with the best fuel inside. Fuel the difference with Ruby's Ultratech.
At Cartwright, our members know that there's a lot to smile about. They know that membership has its privileges. Guaranteed low pricing on every item, every time you shop. Each membership comes with 2 cards. That's one for you and a free card for a member of your household. Gold card holders earn an annual 2% rebate up to $500. Cartwright members get discounts at other participating businesses. So that's a lot to smile about. Whether it be clothing, appliances, home goods, or groceries, shop at Cartwright, where membership truly has its privileges.
While others see customers as numbers, we see our customers as people, neighbors, friends who deserve more than one-sided connections. That's why we are redefining what real connection is by prioritizing our customers and showing our appreciation by putting our money where your loyalty is. ATC customers, claim your $200 Bahamas Air gift card when you add postpaid mobile to your internet plan. That's loyalty that flows both ways.
Welcome to your Monday Sports Check, everyone. I'm Amajal Knowles, topping sports from the association. Ever since signing to the Dallas Mavericks for the remainder of the season, Kai Jones making his presence felt. Jones with another strong performance in the Mavericks' most recent matchup against the Chicago Bulls. One of the biggest surprises of the last quarter of the season for the Dallas Mavericks has been the stellar play of center Kai Jones. Jones, who signed a 2-way contract on March 2nd, has been one of the bright spots of their injury-riddled season. The Bahamas center is averaging 14 points and 8 rebounds since the acquisition, but the 19th overall pick in the 2021 draft has also been a stabilizing force in the middle. Jones closing the Mavericks' recent win over the Chicago Bulls with 15 points, 7 rebounds, 3 assists, and 2 blocks, and 4 steals in 31 minutes of play. Jones delivering arguably the best 2-way performance of his career, continuing to make a name for himself as the fill-in starter for the Dallas Mavericks. While his production has made a lot of people sit up and take notice, there's a chance his run could come to an end soon, with centers Daniel Gafford and Derek Lively set to return from injury. In track news, the ageless wonder defying father time yet again. Olympian Tim Munning shattering the men's Masters 55 to 59 400-meter record on Sunday at the World Masters World Indoor Championships in Gainesville, Florida. Munning's winning goal and setting the new record in 52.82 seconds, proving he still has what it takes to compete at a very high level, duplicating defeat he accomplished in outdoors in Sweden last year. Bahamas coming out with 2 medals from the Masters Championships. Mike Umbrister won a bronze in the men's 65 to 69 long jump. And a group of local parking enthusiasts are trying to reignite interest in the nostalgic sport, holding what they deemed the National Parking Open Trials yesterday at the Roscoe Davies playing field. Organizers Jay Johnson and Ricardo Saunders.
Well, initially it started as just a funny idea, like wouldn't it be cool if we had a parking lead? And then as we kept talking about it, we just really felt like it was something that we could do that would be fun and nostalgic and just get people out.
Yeah, I mean, the idea was
if international sports leagues could have like, pillow fighting and tag leagues, why we can't have our own, something true to us, And that's pretty much where the idea birthed from.
Let's look at your sports on this Monday. A check on weather when we return.
hurricane season. We got impact windows and doors. For protection, just come to our store. Plus we got tiles to pretty up your walls and your floors. We'll help you brighten up for that big bad storm. Porcelain tiles, blank tiles, mosaic tiles, a variety of styles. The 14s get right, they gotta be rough. That's why we got the best deals in the whole Bahamas. Hey, hey.
Health is the greatest gift. That's where we come in. Bahamas Medical and Surgical Supplies is a premier distributor of medical equipment, as well as medical and surgical consumables. Our engineers are always on hand, providing top care service that saves lives. We carry a wide selection of over-the-counter and prescription items, IV fluids, and other injections. Our products are state-of-the-art, and our entire team stays on top of cutting-edge technology. With more than 2 decades of dedicated service, Bahamas Medical and Surgical Supplies continues to be a trendsetter and innovator in healthcare. We have set ourselves apart by truly caring for our customers. We understand the intricacies of healthcare, and we produce spectacular results. We cherish our partnerships and nurture our friendships as we continue on our quest to help everyone maintain that wonderful gift of good health. Find us on 95th Terrace, Centerville, and now located in the Lucaya Shopping Center of Freeport, Grand Bahama.
It's time now for your Access Weather Forecast. The Department of Meteorology issued some severe weather warnings for the Keys north of the Abacos and also over North Andros earlier this afternoon. You can see that pocket near Andros that is now moving over central Andros, and the pocket that was affecting the northern Keys of Abaco has since moved over the open waters of the Atlantic. And your boating forecast tonight is brought to you by Live Business, where we simply bulk up your business. In the northwestern islands tonight, southeast to south winds 12 to 18 knots, the wave height 3 to 6 feet, so we still have that caution flag in place for you boaters in the northwest Bahamas tonight. The high tide that will take place at 10:27 tonight. In the central and southeastern islands, southeast winds 15 to 20 knots, the wave height still on the choppy side, 4 to 7 feet over the ocean, and that too maintains that caution flag for the central and southeastern islands tonight. And then tomorrow in the northwestern islands, we will see a reduction and a switch in those winds. They become south to southwest at 10 to 15 knots, wave heights 2 to 4 feet. So the caution flags goes out of the window tomorrow, but that will be short-lived, as you will see in a short while. High tide takes place at 10:46 tomorrow morning, with the low tide at 4:56 in the afternoon. And for the central and southeastern islands on Tuesday, southeast winds 10 to 15 knots, the wave heights 2 to 4 feet. But on Wednesday, those brisk winds will return. Winds southeast at 12 to 18 knots, the wave heights rebuilding 3 to 6 feet. So we once again post those caution flags on Wednesday for the northwest Bahamas. The high tide that will take place at 11:40 in the morning, with the low tide at 5:48 in the afternoon. And for the central and southeastern islands on Wednesday, southeast winds 15 to 20 knots, those choppy seas returning 4 to 7 feet. So the caution flag will be posted again for the central and southeastern islands on Wednesday. That's going to do it for your boating forecast. It's time now for your international temperatures, and they're brought to you by Royal Star Assurance.
With somebody, just want that bumper on me now. So stop the party, make me proud. Shake it up and only cause it's yours. When you learn to wind your way, shapes are right, you make my day. Your sexiness deserves an applause. I know why you came to this place.
And that's going to do it for your international temperatures, brought to you by Royal Star Assurance. But join me at 11 o'clock for full weather updates. Ladon and Malina.
Thanks a lot, Basil. Spring is definitely in the air. Temperatures are heating up, right, Malena?
Yeah, I'm not too excited about those hot temperatures, but at least the flowers are blooming again and coming out.
They certainly are. Let's check in with Matea Cunningham and let's talk socials.
Welcome back to Let's Talk Socials, where I, Matea Cunningham, break down the biggest trends and viral posts with facts and perspective. Today, we're diving into the travel controversy surrounding world-renowned hairstylist Mooch and her recent experience with Bahamian customs. The situation has sparked heated online debates, so let's get into the details. Mooch, known globally for her flawless lace wig installs, was set to host a hair class in the Bahamas. However, upon arrival, she reportedly told customs officers she was visiting for vacation, when in reality, she was entering the country for work. Immigration laws require the proper permits for non-residents to conduct business, and as a result, she was denied entry. The situation has ignited a social media firestorm, creating a divide between American and Bahamian audiences. Some American supporters believe this was an act of jealousy and unnecessary hostility towards the successful entrepreneur. On the other hand, Bahamians argue that immigration laws must be respected, emphasizing that a Bahamian attempting to work in the U.S. without the proper paperwork would likely face the same consequences. We want to hear your thoughts. Was this an overreach, or was the government just doing its job? Let us know in the comments. That's it for today's Let's Talk Socials. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe if you're watching on YouTube or our Facebook platforms. Until next time, keep scrolling and keep talking.
Thanks a lot, Matea. Well, that does it for Access Now this evening.
Yep, well, stay tuned for the rundown with Clint Watson.
Good night, everybody.